Teresa Tarn with a fist pump. I know she's thinking, glad we got out of that one.
Yeah, Cargis was able to get a paddle on an excellent overhead by Tarn, and unfortunately for an op-ed, that ball just hitting the top of the net.
And that Tarn did a great job of running down that ball.
She did do a good job of running down that ball. The only thing that I'm going to kind of critique her on a little bit more is that she did a full loop and a circle around, and what you saw was LeBlanc and Tarn ended up on the same side of the court because she took that loop. So if she had made that ball, it left too much of the court open. So very, very nice forehand by LeBlanc on a ball that Cargis just left high. But going back to that lob retrieval, she took the long route and did a full circle around it, where if you think of kind of the shape of a question mark, and once it goes over the left shoulder, lock yourself into hitting a backhand, it allows you to have that court coverage when you get that ball back.
We've been getting great insights by Mr. Chad Williams all afternoon long. I'm ready to hit the courts after the U.S. Open just to use some of your insights.
Just a little bit out there, so it'll be a point for Tarn and LeBlanc. 5-5, game number 1. We're playing to 15, and a chance to advance to the consolation game.
5-5-1.
Everybody, to see LeBlanc score again. Our championship is set. McGregor and Dawson will play Bagby and Bellamy. That's coming up, I believe, right after this match.
Yeah, it is. And Cammie McGregor and Jennifer Dawson will be going for title number 4. So looking forward to seeing that match.
That's what you call a dynasty.
Yes, it is. Oh. That's as close as it gets. Yeah, but I guess the ball was actually called in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the ball landed on the line right there. She was trying to move her feet. That's a rare occurrence where you actually beat a ball to the spot and then you're having to get your feet out of the way of a ball that's landing on the line.
That one sails.
Yeah, LeBlanc took too big of a backswing there. She knows it. The paddle got all the way behind, and she just tried to hit her way out of it.
And it's really good to see these ladies having so much fun out here. The game is about having fun as well.
Into the net. Another point by Unapit and Cargis. Neither team able to separate just yet.
6-6-1.
Kept it alive, and Unapit can't put it over. Side out back 2. Tarn and LeBlanc. It's 85 degrees in Naples. Could not have asked for a better weather day. This may be the most beautiful day we've had so far this week.
It's definitely beautiful. It's gotten more humid as the week goes on, but I will take humidity over rain anytime.
Second server.
Had a chance last night, once again, to go out with the crew, the great restaurants in Naples. So many things to do, the great beaches as well.
Yeah, so much to enjoy here.
There really is.
all kinds of open play that goes on in the park in the evening once the competition play starts to wind down.
And just the feel that you are on vacation once you enter this great city.
Oh yeah, and some people come here just to go on vacation, Drew.
Carr just keeping it alive, running it down again. LeBlanc looking for an opening. Well played by Nappet.
And she got a little more aggressive there, just waiting for something to come across the middle.
Yeah, she was biding her time well, and then she picked just the right ball. They were trying to keep Cargis back. And that's one of the downfalls of thinking about keeping somebody back all the time rather than changing locations or targeting as that person comes forward to the feet. They tried to hit that ball back and back deep, and Unop it took the right opportunity to jump in and finish with a forehand.
Second server. Six, 6-2.
And getting another look at this overhead, what kind of background does Teresa Tarn have, Chad? Does she volleyball?
I think she's got a softball background as well.
6-6-1.
But she's definitely got some power behind it. And one of the things to think about when hitting an overhead is like you're throwing a ball. She had a very nice change of direction there too.
7-6-1.
And that's really nice shot.
And we're going to have our first timeout for a change in sides here. Tarn and LeBlanc an 8-6 lead, playing to 15.
The Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, powered by Margaritaville, is brought to you by Gamma Pickleball, the official grip of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. By DP Hue Hair Care Products, so you can go hard on the court, not on your hair. By Battle Lap Pickleball, join the rebellion. And by Fruit Smash Hard Seltzer. Say bye to basic seltzer.
Underneath the blue dome here at the U.S. Open. No better place to be in late April. Drew Felios, Melissa McCurley, Chad Edwards. It is DP Hue Ladies Day. All day here at the Open. There's the temperatures, just perfect weather, 85 degrees. Feels a little bit hotter than that though, and a light wind coming through the concourse here.
Yeah, really just really kind of an ideal day for pickleball. Again, there's matches going on all around the park all day long. Matches get underway at 8 a.m., Drew, every morning. Lots of new additions here at the park as well. The Welcome Center, the Fan Zone, the Pro Club, the VIP dock.
Food's always good too.
Always good.
Excellent counterattack and recognition from Tarn right there. If you can counterattack, it often takes that attacker by surprise, because a lot of people that speed the ball up, they expect to win the point from the speed up.
Second server.
Yeah, nice deep return there by Anopit. Had Tarn on her heels.
9-6-2.
And that's really important, I think. You know, it's really a return. You need to really get those turns deep.
Yeah, the depth of return, you know, a lot of it used to be talked about how deep the serve is, but more so it's a consistent serve. But definitely the depth of return and the height of the return make that third shot much more difficult. Especially if you leave a shorter ball and sitting up, you're just begging for that ball to be blasted at you. So the depth definitely makes the third shot, whether it be a drop or a drive, much more difficult. Tan wants that one back. She got a little excited. Both feet were off the ground.
You know, sometimes the easiest shots are the hardest shots to hit.
Point.
And that was a good change of direction by Kargis.
7-10.
It's not always the hardest hit balls are the most effective. She didn't overpower that, but she kept the ball down.
Point is out.
We got referee Inga Carr
8-10.
on this match.
That goes long.
Just caught the net and popped up.
Timeout been called. The score is 9-10.
And again, when that ball hits the net and it changes direction, even if it's only by a couple of inches, it makes it very difficult to get that ball back or keep it in.
10-9, Tarn and LeBlanc hanging on to a 1-point lead.
The Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, powered by Margaritaville, is brought to you by DecoTurf, the official pickleball court surface of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. By PaddleTech, official paddle of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. By ilovepickles.org, a place to celebrate all things pickled. And by Franklin, the official bag of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships.
Welcome back here to Naples. Senior women's doubles today. We've got the pros coming in tomorrow. Biggest names in the game will be here Friday and Saturday. Join us Saturday night on CBS Sports Network. Until then, Pickleball Channel is your place to be, bringing you this 2022 U.S. Open. Teresa Tarn
Time.
playing well. Suzanne LeBlanc, her partner, 10-9 lead over Kargis and Unapit.
9-10-1.
That was wide.
That ball was in.
Oh
Second
no.
serve.
Wow.
We'll probably see a challenge on this one.
Inside the red line.
I'd be.
Rebound ball was in.
Oh,
9-10-2.
they're discussing whether they want to challenge? No.
Ooh,
This would be a good time for a challenge.
absolutely. And it kind of carries over to that point there.
Yeah, and in a match this tight, I think every opportunity here is going to matter, even if that means you got to do a challenge.
10-9-1.
That's how you get one back.
Yeah, and that's how you get the crowd pumped up and back into the match too. And you know, we expected that this was going to be a close match, and it's certainly proven to be that so far.
They were. It was an excellent exchange right there between Kargis, LeBlanc, and Tan, and switching sides of the body and going through, and then Unapit just had to show off with the backhand, no look flick, cross court. Very good shot.
Guys, back to that challenge. That also could come from not playing on a stage like this in front of cameras, where when you're playing on the side courts, the challenge, Melissa, does not go into effect.
Right, and it's something being used new here at the U.S. Open this year. It's not new being used in professional pickleball right now, but it is new here at the U.S. Open.
LeBlanc has some power behind those shots as well. We've seen a couple of those balls that have popped up, stayed nice and compact with it, and accelerated all through the way, all through contact. That's another ball on up. It probably wants back. Tan may have gotten away with one right there. It wasn't a bad ball to speed up, but she sped it up right onto an opposite's forehand, and unfortunately hitting down into the net.
Over the head of Unapit, Carr just can't get to it.
And that was actually a very, very good offensive lob, considering that ball that she sped up just before. And that's the effectiveness of that offensive lob. You can make it look like you're going to dink, you're going to speed the ball up, and then just continue your stroke up and over.
Second server.
And that was a really smart shot. Tarn was running in and also running at an angle, kind of coming back toward the middle of the court.
Yeah, Tan got caught, one still moving, and her feet were a little close together, so she wasn't able to change direction.
Left it up, Unapit took care of it.
So we saw a slight hesitation from Tan on this ball because LeBlanc had taken the one before, and she knew it as soon as she put a paddle on that ball was going to sit up.
Carr just gets to it.
Wow. And Chris Carr just was jumping up and down, just kind of wishing that defense was going to continue with that coming off the paddle. Unapit, they're scrappy, like I said earlier. They're a lot of fun to watch.
That is the dangers of saying no and go. So Tan was going hard for that, and she said go to LeBlanc, but it sounded like no. So you saw both Tan and LeBlanc stand there and watch that ball go back through the middle.
When you kind of get into a battle like that and you're on that forehand side, you really need to stay into that battle and finish it. I mean, her partner's not in a good position to keep them on the offense.
Yeah, that's definitely tough, especially when you're looking at your partner to attack with a backhand.
So many lead changes we've had. Tied at 11 here. Playing to 15. Couple good gets by Tarn. And a fist bump.
I would have liked to see Unapit change direction there and go behind LeBlanc. She's been going in that cross court, sitting in that cross court. LeBlanc was starting to get stuck in the middle and not moving.
Second server. Eleven, 2.
That's in.
Point.
And yeah, kind of like that, kind of going behind her.
Yeah, and you could see Unapit kind of jump to the forehand, expecting LeBlanc to attack that backhand directly and cross, directly in front, and coming back across behind her to the backhand side.
And LeBlanc leaves it short.
Yeah, it looked like there was a slight hesitation as to which shot she was going to do. She'd set herself up well to speed that ball into Kargis's body, and then kind of changed her mind at the last minute to go back cross court to unop it.
Unop it. She wanted that one.
And that's the deceptive power that unop it has on the backhand side. She moved very calmly on that one, and then when she had the opportunity of the ball sitting up, just unleashed on the backhand.
Knotted at 12. Who is going to pull away late? Right now it's Kargis and Unop taking advantage.
So typically when we get into this situation, teams start pressing and they start thinking about, I can't make an error, I can't make a mistake. These guys need to play loose to be able to finish this one.
The Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, powered by Margaritaville, is brought to you by Latitude Margaritaville and Minto. Change your latitude to the active adult paradise of Latitude Margaritaville. By Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades, Florida's Paradise Coast. By Skechers. Experience comfort on the court with Skechers Pickleball. By Margaritaville Hotels and Resorts. Check in and chill out at MargaritavilleResorts.com. And by Pickleball Central, the Pickleball Superstore.
Once again, thanks to all of our sponsors. Naples Paradise Coast is another. The beaches, the restaurants, the shopping, and of course the pickleball. Plan a pickleball vacation to Naples any time of the year. Gather your friends, come back and enjoy lots of pickleball, plenty of sunshine as well.
Or you could just move here.
Not a bad idea.
That's what a lot of people have done. Actually, I read something today that the Florida market is the most overpriced in the U.S. right now.
Wow. Kargis. Unop couldn't do anything with that one.
Unop just asked Kargis, was that going out? And Kargis said yes, with a big smile on her face. It's hard. You get tied up into that, and the ball's moving quickly, and you are trying to finish this out.
13-12-2.
Big side out coming.
And it's a big side out. You know, I know they really would like to have gotten to 14. I mean, this is a tight match, and I can, you know, I'm sure they're feeling pretty tight out there as well. Just got to try to dig deep here, muster up a little bit of energy to get to 15.
Oh, that's a biggie.
Yeah, and I might at this point really take a timeout. There's, you know, you might still be thinking mentally about that ball that was going to go out. Now you've just hit one in the net. I think I'm going to regroup here.
Get one back for Unop.
And maybe that's the only regroup she needed.
That's one way to get back into it.
Kargis and Unop, they are scrappers.
13-13-2.
Yeah, and they've just really been a joy to watch. I'm enjoying Tarn and LeBlanc as well. Being this time, Kargis made sure she's gonna holler out no, making sure her partner didn't try to go for that one. She knew it was going long. But it's been really exciting to watch Tarn and LeBlanc here in this match, playing in their first women's pro doubles at the U.S. Open. Women's senior pro doubles.
Set it up, put it home, and now a point away.
And that's exactly what it was. Really good setup there from Kargis. Took the ball up that was just above the net, rolled it down into the body, and Unop was there to finish with the strong forehand.
Match point.
13-1.
Couple match points at least here. Gorgeous right down the middle for the winner.
And wow, what a match. I mean, 15-13, this thing could have gone either way. It's good to see the sportsmanship here at the end of the game. Ladies having a great time.
Yeah, it was
This was a fun one.
definitely a back and forth match with this one. Y'all, I was waiting for the big finish, but there it was right there with the backhand roll. Definitely back and forth all the way through.
So they're going to the consolation game. Cargis and Unapit, congrats.
Margaritaville. It's not just a state of mind. Now it's a place to live. Introducing Latitude Margaritaville. New homes in 55 and better communities where you can live the Margaritaville lifestyle every day. Find your new home at latitudemargaritaville.com.
Time to celebrate a return to all things incredible. The competition you can only find at the Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. The blue skies and white sand beaches that restore your soul. The luxurious surroundings and award-winning restaurants that rejuvenate your spirit. So join us for world-class pickleball action and stay for everything else. When it's time for championship pickleball where everyone wins, only paradise will do. Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades.
Working out doesn't have to be this complicated. That's why I make walking my workout with Skechers' new Workout Walker. They're loaded with performance and comfort technology, including a carbon-infused plate to add more spring to your step. They're ready for your ultimate walking workout. Just put them on and walk. You guys tired already? I'm still walking. Try Skechers' new Workout Walker. It'd be a lot easier if you just rolled.
Stay, play, and dine in Margaritaville. Escape while enjoying Margaritaville's signature casual luxury, fun, and laid-back hospitality. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
It took about 30 days for the event to fill up in its inaugural year. From 30 days down to 3 hours, it shows you how popular this event has become.
This moment to be on this final Saturday at Naples, so it's been great. There's just no words to describe, you know, the feeling of just what just happened.
There's nothing like the energy you get when you come into this park and everything starts humming throughout the day.
The enthusiasm here is like nothing else.
Not a better stage in pickleball than this court. This is my favorite place, as you know, on earth to play. The energy, the electricity around here is second to none.
You came here last year for the U.S. Open. You fell in love with the area.
I love this place. It is a beautiful, wonderful place to be.
For me, it's the best tournament of the year. The atmosphere, the people, they're dancing, the music's going, they're having fun. This is what we play for. This is it.
You don't get the moments everyone talks about without the moments no one sees. Early morning practice, late night drills, running it over and over. You don't get the crowd without the quiet. Everyone sees the glory, the medal, the podium, but every winning shot starts right here. Paddle Tech. Let's go again.
My hard seltzering wasn't always secure. I don't like tall, slim cans in my hand. That's not me anymore.
If you're sick of basic seltzers with artificial aftertaste, join a growing community that's taking back control of their seltzering.
Fruit Smash changed my life. Thank you, Fruit Smash.
Women's Senior Pro Doubles Championship on deck. Bagby and Bellamy, Dawson, McGregor on the other side here from Zing Zang Championship Court. This is the road to the championship. Hubbard and Mayer, a good showing in the semifinals, but Bagby and Bellamy get by. And then Welsher and Wilhelm, again, solid pickleball. Just ran up against a little bit of a buzzsaw in McGregor and Dawson. And for Cammie McGregor and Jen Dawson, this would be title number 4 in a row here at the Open. They have owned it in senior women's pro doubles.
Oh, they certainly have, winning this 3 times in a row. This would be them going for their 4th time. And this is the first U.S. Open Pickleball Championships for Bagby and Bellamy, so they're going for their first ever title here.
Beth Bellamy, such a tremendous tennis background, once the #1 world junior tennis star. Natalie Bagby as well. Just great poise, great concentration, focus, really keeps things level. And this team does not make a lot of mistakes. Struggled a little bit in the semis to get here, hit a few bumps. But I expect to see their very best match coming up right here, right now. And they're going to need it to take down the dynasty that is Cammie and Jen.
Well, they certainly are. So, you know, it'll be interesting. They both, you know, kind of have some similar games here, game style and approach on how they want to go at this. You know, they are both very power-type teams. You know, I've been watching Bagby and Bellamy. You know, almost for me, Bellamy is, or Bagby's been more of the setup person for Bellamy in the hard game. A lot of consistency there, but McGregor and Dawson, they have the powerhouse on both sides.
Yeah, and what you saw right there is kind of the play that Bagby and Bellamy are gonna have to keep McGregor and Dawson off balance. Excellent ball from Bagby to go behind Jennifer Dawson, forcing that ball to pop up. But again, if any ball is left up, Dawson and McGregor are going to finish it.
0-1-1.
And the test may come down to how McGregor's hip holds up throughout this gold medal match. If Bagby and Bellamy can get her to start moving, we've definitely seen her slow down a little bit as the day has progressed, but still has that glimpses of fast speed when she needs it. And there's one of them going back behind her. Cammie's hips were kind of angled a little bit, and that's where she's shaking her head right there. You can see that one was not a good one to try to angle the body and come back on.
Second server.
And a good job by McGregor to keep Bellamy back.
1-0-2.
Making that drop in transition difficult.
Oh, they hit paddles that time, but it's still effective.
Yeah, they're smiling about it, but sometimes that paddle clash throws the ball in the opposite direction of where it looks like it's going.
0-1-1. Second serve.
McGregor short once again. So Dawson, McGregor, a little bit of a slow start here. Bagby and Bellamy
0-1-2.
putting that strategy into effect. And finally, Cammie comes through a tag that time on Bellamy.
And that's not an intentional hit up high on the body, but I talked about it yesterday. Your center mass is right around your sternum there. Bellamy jumped out onto her forehand, and McGregor read it, went back into the body.
Ball was called just wide.
Bagby was talking to herself after that ball, telling herself not to be as aggressive and just to stay within herself. And sometimes with that cross-court thing, we want so badly to push it out wide that we overdo it.
Now first firefight. Jen Dawson up to the task. Oh, Cammie was surprised there.
And she's certainly coming up doing more limping than we've seen since seeing her here earlier this afternoon.
Yeah, and that was, Bagby did an excellent job just getting a paddle on McGregor's overhead, and when it came back low, and it's definitely that low movement that is really giving McGregor some pain. She seems to be moving okay left and right when she doesn't have to go down for a ball, but those ones that are lower or pushing into the hip, definitely having some problems with.
And a little bit wide. Do you get the sense, Chad, perhaps Jen Dawson may have to pick it up a little bit here for her partner, because McGregor does not look like she's faring very well at the moment.
Yeah, and it may have to be, and I would say, you know, the competitor in me would say expose McGregor's hip even more. And the hard part for Bagby and Bellamy is getting it over there because Dawson moves so well. So we may see McGregor just slide a little further over on the court, and Dawson start to take a lot more balls in the middle. But again, you know, McGregor finished off right there on an overhead, being able to push off on the hip, but it's more those lower balls that are having trouble. So trying to hit for Bagby and Bellamy to try to hit their way out of this, probably not the right one. They need to make McGregor move.
Just long.
Not a bad strategy right there, but we see Bagby talking to Bellamy just to stay within yourself. Don't try to do too much.
Boy, Dawson right now really taking charge of things. Can't square that one up though.
Second server.
Hey, right now, Bagby and Dawson are really going at each other. Bagby's doing an excellent job fending off the power that Dawson's trying to bring.
Keep in mind the team in the far court, Bagby and Bellamy, their very first U.S. Open, facing some seasoned veterans here.
Yeah, and Bellamy showing up here on Sunday to play singles and winning the gold.
Yes, you are. 3, 2, 2. Call it out.
That's going to be wide.
I did not. Not from here. So wait. She called that out. So side out. Your score is 4. Their score is 3.
So serve now to Bagby and Bellamy, leading by 1 here.
4, 3, 1.
Game number 1, best of 3, playing to 11. McGregor right into the pantry on the side of the kitchen as the point continues. How about this point? Maybe one of the best we've seen all day. Oh, yeah. Do it, ladies.
Oh. Wow. Wow, what a fantastic rally there, Drew, and certainly the best we've seen all day.
Yeah, we had the Ernie attempt in there. We had some lobs. We had that speed up and slow it back down, and then ultimately, Bellamy going for that offensive lob, just leaving it a little too short.
Point.
Another point here for Bagby and Bellamy. So now 5-3.
Yeah, not much Dawson could do on that one with the ball hitting the net and dropping down short.
This kind of shows you too, watching McGregor will her way through this. Let's say she's probably about 75% right now, and that's still really, really good.
Well,
really good.
Her hands are phenomenal. Her swing and control. And Bagby and Bellamy are doing an excellent job of making quality balls right now. We saw that drop from Bellamy right down at the toes. This one's definitely going to come down to quality and consistency of the ball, because both teams can hit with power and both teams can handle the power.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and that was an excellent block by Bagby.
Yeah, and we see right there, that shot for McGregor had been working all day. But to Bagby's credit right there, she's sitting, she's anticipating that ball to come hard. So when it was fed up in there, she just had a nice controlled punch and got that ball back down. And again, it's hard for that attacker to react to that ball back down at the feet.
Great start in this championship for Bagby and Bellamy. Dawson finishes it off.
That's an excellent move by Dawson, coming across after McGregor hit the quality overhead down at Bellamy's feet. Dawson came right across the kitchen and finished that hard forehand angle.
Yeah. 5-6-2. 7-6-5-1.
Round.
Second server.
And Bagby was doing an excellent job during that point. We just saw at the end, the paddle got a little too close to the body. Her shoulder started the motion, and we get kind of a wave effect where that paddle ends up closing the face and moving down when we start the swing with the shoulder.
Side out.
Jennifer Dawson doing one of the things that she does best, and taking a ball from low and somehow still making it go as a downward trajectory on the other side.
Taking it from low and speeding it up into that paddle side, hip to armpit.
Point.
Bagby's questioning how she missed that ball right there, but
Timeout's been called by the receiving team.
we'll see a little flick of the wrist.
You have 1 minute.
So the paddle doesn't stay in the contact zone for very long and ends up tipping the edge and going out.
Tied at 6s here in game 1, playing for a championship.
The Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, powered by Margaritaville, is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. By Zing Zang, America's favorite Bloody Mary mix. By Franklin X40, the official ball of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. And by the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. Save the date, April 15th to 22nd, 2023.
Just getting more and more competitive throughout the week here in Naples. Senior Pro Doubles Championship on the line. Bagby and Bellamy, a good showing thus far. Cammie McGregor not quite 100%, limping around just a little bit. Jen Dawson having to do just a little bit more. That's basically your story thus far.
Yeah, but Cammie McGregor is a true champion. She's got great anticipation as well, so that will help her out as her hip's giving her some issues. Maybe limiting a little bit of mobility, but not a lot.
Two net cords in a row.
It's one you want to have back right there.
Seven, 6-1.
And it's just wide.
Yeah, that was a very good move by McGregor. Not quite a full shake and bake, but a little bit. She knew that Dawson was going to be driving it into the bottom of Bellamy. The body of Bellamy.
Yeah.
That was a tongue twister. and moved over well.
Second server. Eight, 6-2. Side out.
That's two good balls to Jennifer Dawson's backhand.
6-8-1.
That the depth of the dink can always be a factor. Neither of those balls actually bounce too far inside the kitchen, but more toward the kitchen line.
Second server.
And with a little bit of indecision of whether do you take it out of the air, let it bounce, do you move back on it? That's more of the quality of dink that we're seeing.
Beth Bellamy to serve now. And that one goes awry. Jen Dawson once again punching first.
Yeah, and Bellamy was shaking her head right there. She wanted to do more with that shorter ball. She left the ball up just enough that Dawson could be aggressive back cross court to her.
Second server. 8-6-2.
And a service
Side
error.
out.
Yeah, I know. Certainly at this level, service errors can be so frustrating. And in a tight game like this, something that small could really shift momentum to the other side.
Perfect lob by McGregor, and Dawson, the finishing touch.
Second server.
Yeah, again, that cross-court offensive lob, whether it's going over the forehand of a lefty like we just saw in Bagby, because you're coming across the body, it's spinning you around. Bagby did an excellent job of getting that ball back, but again, it's very difficult to keep it down, and Dawson finished it off.
Point.
And McGregor wants that one back as well. We do on those higher balls, we have a tendency when we take it further back, we lay the paddle back with it. So the face gets a little too open, then when we're coming through, we send that ball deeper.
Side out.
Taking matters into her own hands, Jen Dawson.
Yeah, really nice angle. And Chad, you know, some people might ask this question. When you're doing an overhead, should you go at an angle or should you take the safer shot?
8-7-1.
So on that one, because the ball is moving across her body, the angle was actually the best percentage for it. If something is back behind your head a little too much, trying to create that angle across the body, it becomes very difficult.
Guys, the way they fought off that point, just brilliant.
No, Dawson and McGregor, the hand speed, and that's where they need to stay at. They need to keep putting the pressure on. Bagby and Bellamy have done an excellent job of staying in this, moving it around, and by all means, they're not out of it yet. But Dawson and McGregor are probably going to step up the pace here just a little bit, like we saw on the last point.
Second server. Nine, 7-2.
Up against the net, and now a point away from taking game one.
And Bagby sensed the pressure right there. She tried to speed up a ball that not necessarily was a good ball to speed up. But McGregor and Dawson are going to keep it and keep that pressure on here.
Jen Dawson's winner does it 11-7. They battle back, trailed for the first half of the game, and Melissa, just incredible pickleball.
Yeah, incredible pickleball. Again, seeing the same thing from them. They're not really making any mistakes. They're able to execute their game. They're able to control the match, the tempo, and the speed, showing what true champions they really are and why they've won this event 3 times.
Okay, I have all your stuff for the tournament. Where's your other cleat?
I don't know. Oscar has it.
Oscar. We gonna need new ones.
Hold up. What site you on?
Who's the old guy?
Charles Barkley?
You need to go to Dix.com. They got all the sports.
Dix.com. I didn't think of them.
And they have curbside pickup.
Great. We can grab them on the way.
I like your dog.
Oh, that's Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley?
Every search starts at Dix.
Game 2 underway. Bagby and Bellamy now in the near court. McGregor and Dawson in the far court. Trying to make this a clean sweep.
Yeah, and I know Bellamy and Bagby really need to kind of see if they can establish a lead here in game 2, kind of see if they can put Dawson and McGregor, if it's possible, right, in a little bit of a tight situation to see if they can force this to a game 3.
Adam reeling just a little bit there, Melissa, at the start of this match, but then Dawson and McGregor able to find the right touch, and a side out here to Bagby Bellamy.
Yeah, one thing they need to be careful of doing too, though, is not over pressing and not trying to make something out of a ball that's not there. Play the ball as it's given to you, but definitely play your style, and they do a good job of keeping pressure on.
Second server. Zero, 1, 2.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, they were able to move him around just a little bit there.
Yeah, and that's a good read by Bellamy, and Cammie is kind of, you know, she said my bad after that one. She knew that wasn't the right spot to speed the ball up, and the hole that she thought was there definitely wasn't there. So on the same aspect, McGregor and Dawson need to be smart with their speed ups as well.
Hammered by Dawson. As you look at the court, Chad, right down the middle. Take another look at this point here. Watch Dawson finish it. But
yeah.
You see the big part of the sun coming in on the court. Does that offer any challenges when you're down there playing, especially when you're in the hand battles?
No, I don't think so much in the hand battles. The ball may jump a little bit when it's coming cross court, going from shade to sun to shade. But in that situation right there, I don't think it affected the ball that Bellamy hit back to Dawson. It was just really well set up by Dawson, going deeper to Bellamy's backhand. But you can definitely see it in the cross-court balls. You see shadow, and then the ball illuminates when it goes through the sun and then back to shadow. So when you get that kind of thing, it has a tendency to jump on you because of the changing of the illumination on the ball.
Was that a yes?
Sorry, that was a long-winded answer. I'm known for long-winded answers. I don't know how to
long-winded? No.
I don't know how to explain myself in 2 to 3 words.
I'm just picking at you.
Saw Natalie Bagby right there trying to figure out what is it going to take to try and take control of this match once again.
Point.
I think Bagby regrets trying to reach for that one. It was hard. Bellamy came back in a defensive position. Bagby was still up at the kitchen line, and when you've got that split between kitchen and baseline, it's hard to know where your partner is.
Side out. Nice put away.
Yeah, and that's a good power finish from
One,
Bellamy.
Second server.
Yeah, I know Dawson and McGregor feeling like they got away with one there. And, you know, just as we have seen when we were seeing McGregor and Dawson out here earlier today, I think any team is going to have the most success if they can just get them out of the game that they like to play. And they do like to be in the fast-paced firefight. The faster it's going, the more comfortable they are. I know Bagby and Bellamy like to play fast as well. So, but if there's any way that they can get into sight of another game, I think the odds are better for them.
Yeah, I think Bagby needs to do a little bit more of what she did the point before, bringing that ball into the middle, pushing Jen back out wide, switching and going back behind Cami, just keeping them off balance. She's definitely been getting the majority of balls in all of the matches that we've seen, and Bellamy being the finisher. But unfortunately, Bagby hit a really, really good ball out wide, and Bellamy did not slide with it. So instead of beating the ball to the spot and being there to finish the put away, it ended up being behind her, and Bellamy ended up being reactionary rather than anticipating.
And I think because of that, they've called a timeout, and they're going to have to go talk about this for a minute.
Trying to slow down the momentum. Dawson and McGregor pulling away here. Game number 2.
The Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, powered by Margaritaville, is brought to you by Gamma Pickleball, the official grip of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. By DP Hue Hair Care Products, so you can go hard on the court, not on your hair. By Babolat Pickleball, join the rebellion. And by Fruit Smash Hard Seltzer. Say bye to basic seltzer.
Great seat to have here underneath the blue roof. 4-1. Dawson and McGregor lead Bagby and Bellamy. Drew Felios, Melissa McCurley, Chad Edwards. Great to have you with us on Pickleball Channel. Jen Dawson just keeps on coming. So tough to slow down. Bagby and Bellamy trying to figure out a way because time is running out.
Yeah, it certainly is.
They are relentless, aren't they, Melissa?
They are relentless, and you really feel it when you're on the other side of the court, and you can kind of see Beth Bellamy walking this direction, kind of putting her head down and just saying, what is the answer for these ladies? And it's difficult. That's why they've won this event 3 times. And when you win a championship at the U.S. Open, you are truly the very best for that day. And they've shown each year they're the best on this day. This year being the DP Hue Women's Day. The products are out in the vendor village and also in the showers in the new Welcome Center. So if you've not checked it out, you need to do so.
Point.
So today, DP Hue Day. Tomorrow is Fruit Smash Friday. I knew you were wondering.
I was.
Fruit Smash Friday.
2-5-1.
Refreshing beverage.
I do like a good fruit smash. Never had one, I just like to say the name. But I definitely will try one on Fruit Smash Friday.
All leading into the Dick's Championship celebration here on Saturday.
Second serve.
Just wide. Second serve here for Bagby and Bellamy. Hard to believe it's just their very first U.S. Open. Kind of seeing that here, though.
2-5-2.
Some dicey moments in this match. The experience of Dawson and McGregor has paid off thus far.
Yeah, and with all 4 ladies having an extensive tennis background, it's just the little nuances, the coverage of the pickleball court that are making the difference here. McGregor and Dawson are moving Bagby and Bellamy all over the court and creating the holes. Unfortunately, Dawson just missing a little long there, but that's definitely the difference that we've seen is Dawson and McGregor are creating more holes. Bellamy and Bagby are playing really, really good pickleball, but they're just not putting enough movement on the court.
And that's going to be a point for Bagby and Bellamy. That's one of the best shots they've had today. Trailing by 1. If they can just find a way to stay in, force a game number 3, and have that puncher's chance.
Yeah, you got to get the champions here thinking that, well, hey, there's a chance we might not repeat here, right?
Side out.
And that's a tough one for Bagby right there. She hit a very, very good ball, making Jen Dawson move.
5-4-1.
But it's a little bit of she wasn't expecting that ball to come back with the pace that it was.
McGregor's got to go back to get it, and that's where that hip got exposed maybe just a little bit.
Well, and the ball took a pretty good spin too when it hit the surface, so
5-4-2,
making it pretty difficult.
Point.
Yeah, and I just know how frustrating that is because you can't afford to make any unforced errors when you're playing with against a team who just can't seem to do anything wrong.
6-4-2.
Yeah, and I'd like to see Bagby and Bellamy play the ball as it's given to them. Meaning the closer the ball gets, don't try to create that wide angle. Go for a little bit more center of the court or down the line. And then anticipate that ball coming back and creating the sharper angles.
By the receiving team. The score is 7-4-2.
I guess they decided they want to try to talk about it again to see if they can just figure anything out, Chad.
Beth Bellamy, Natalie Bagby looking for answers. They are running out of time here.
The Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, powered by Margaritaville, is brought to you by Latitude Margaritaville and Minto. Change your latitude to the active adult paradise of Latitude Margaritaville. By Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades, Florida's Paradise Coast. By Skechers. Experience comfort on the court with Skechers Pickleball. By Margaritaville Hotels and Resorts. Check in and chill out at MargaritavilleResorts.com. And by Pickleball Central, the Pickleball Superstore.
There is Jessie Irvin, the great Jessie Irvin. Scott Crandall right next to her. A couple of tremendous pickleball players out of the Los Angeles area.
Yeah, seeing Scott win bronze here yesterday with Derisi, and Jessie has become quite famous with those Princess Leia pigtails. She's got quite the following. Young girls you see wearing the pigtails and taking pictures with Jessie.
And there is one of Naples' favorites, sons, Kyle Yates.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, he's the host of the Atlantic City Pickleball Open and certainly, you know, 4-time men's doubles open champion here in Kyle Yates.
Tough get there.
Yeah, the control and the deception from McGregor was just too good right there. That actually slowed the game down, and we're staying in that dink rally, and then pulling the trigger on the offensive lob.
Side out.
Finally a side out here to Bagby and Bellamy. That was not a good run there for them. Trying to halt the momentum, score some points.
4-8-1.
Jen Dawson.
May have been a little bit of a mishit, but she was creating that angle. And that's one of the ones you asked the question before, is it better to go angle or to center? So in that situation, they'd hit a couple of balls into the middle of the court, drawn Bagby and Bellamy in, and then you can open up that angle.
Side out.
Yeah, and I think Beth knows that ball there is just really a little too low to try to hit that shot. But, you know, again, you got to be so frustrated. You just got to think, I'm gonna try anything right now. And it's not that they're playing bad, Chad.
No, not at all. It's McGregor and Dawson are just picking the right balls.
Oh, wow. And that ball is going to be called wide.
But you saw it right there in that point of McGregor and Dawson were just moving it around and hitting it to the holes where Bagby and Bellamy weren't.
8-4-2.
McGregor just trying to push that a little bit wide, going at Bellamy and missing it wide.
Yeah, and I just, you know, when everything's going right for you, it's just going right.
Yeah, another little love from the net.
9-4-2. Side out.
Unusual mistake by Jennifer Dawson.
And that's another one of play the ball as it's given to you. Again, once that ball gets closer to the body, it's very difficult to go wider with it.
Second server.
Dawson McGregor trying to get side out once again here, 2 points away from a 4th straight
4-9-2.
Women's Senior Pro Doubles Championship here at the U.S. Open.
Side out.
And there is that side out. So Dawson and McGregor now closing in. Women's Senior Pro Doubles all day here on Pickleball Channel. Dawson, chance at an ATP there, Melissa.
Yeah.
She didn't take it.
No, she didn't take it, or else she just didn't see it there and wasn't able to get it. But you know, to your point, today it is all day Women's Day. A gentleman came by a little bit earlier asking when the men were going to be on center court. And I said, well, you missed Men's Day yesterday. So it's nice here at the U.S. Open. We get a full day to showcase the senior men, and we get a full day to showcase the senior women. It's really something special here at the U.S. Open.
That ball rolled out. Bellamy didn't think so. Bagby also pleading her case, and that makes it.
Mozo's challenger right here. We'll probably say challenge coming. Oh, but they don't have any timeouts, so they can't challenge.
Match point.
So much for that.
10-4-2.
Championship point. The dynasty continues. Cammie McGregor, Jen Dawson, number 4 here in Naples.
Yeah, and all credit to Bagby and Bellamy. Like we said, they weren't playing bad pickleball, but you know, McGregor and Dawson just continued the pressure, and then Dawson going with the double attack and switching backhand, forehand. Very hard for Bagby to fight that off.
And doing what they do best.
Championship celebration is next.
Match point. It's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
All right, welcome back to Pickleball Channel as our coverage here from the Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships continue. Let's welcome in our silver medalists. They were tremendous today. Natalie Bagby and Beth Bellamy. And John from Margaritaville is going to come on in and award you with the silver medals. A tremendous job by these ladies today. And a lot of people don't realize that this is the very first U.S. Open for both of y'all. Congratulations on an awesome performance. Natalie, yes, absolutely. That deserves a round of applause. They played incredible pickleball. Tell us about your experience here in 2022.
Oh, I love it here. So this is my first time, and this year my third time in Florida, so I know I have to come a little bit earlier to get acclimated. But I'm really enjoying the fans and the organization, and I'll come back for sure next year. Love it.
And Beth, we know your history with tennis. You were once a #1 junior in the world at one particular time, now on pickleball's center stage. How does that feel here today?
Well, Natalie and I know each other from the Pro Tour, so we both have a tennis background, but it's a lot more fun. This is just like something that we've fell into the last couple years, and we're enjoying it so much, and it's just a pleasure to be here.
Final question, guys. What are you going to remember most about this year?
You know, playing on the center court, being on the Pickleball channel, and meeting all the players and talk to the fans, and this is great.
I agree. Just being with everyone here, it is like a big party, so we've enjoyed it.
All right, ladies, got an envelope for you both as well. Natalie Bagby, Beth Bellamy, congratulations, silver medalist and senior women's pro doubles. All right, it's time now for our gold medalists. Welcome in Cammie McGregor, Jen Dawson. For the 4th time in a row, this isn't a championship team. They are a dynasty when you win that many times in a row. All right, John from Margaritaville is going to come on in and award you with your gold medals. And that's just part of the goodies you guys get to take home for winning this championship. You also get a Margaritaville at Sea cruise for 2. 3 days, 2 nights. I know you're going to love that. A Head Sweats U.S. Open Champions hat, a pair of Skechers pickleball shoes. All of that coming your way, and of course the prize money as well. Ladies definitely not going to go home empty-handed. So not just great champions, but great representatives of the game of pickleball. Jen Dawson, does this ever get old for you? You've been here so many times, and there's just never a drop-off of success.
Oh my gosh. I mean, there's so many great players, and every year more and more great players are coming into the game, and it's just fun, and it's hard work, and it's a lot of exciting times.
Cammie, I know this one didn't come easy. We saw you kind of limping around out there, the hip obviously not 100%. How'd you battle through it?
I have a great partner who covered me. Yeah, I injured it in split mixed the other day, so, you know, just trying to just gut through it. And, you know, I was hoping I didn't have to say, hey, no more. And, you know, thank God it held out.
So great to see you ladies here. Obviously, too, both living Carlsbad, California. Gives you a little extra time on the court together. How much does that help whenever the moments really get dicey?
Well, it helps a lot because we know each other's game so much that I know what she's going to hit and she knows what I'm going to hit, and we're in sync.
Absolutely in sync. You see so many players coming into the game, too. Y'all are the epitome of what everybody wants to be. So what do you tell the young players coming into the game?
Oh my gosh, it is, like Jen said, this game is changing. It's becoming tougher and tougher every year. Just keep training, you know, physically, mentally on the court, and it will come.
I agree. I mean, it's tough, and it's getting tougher and tougher, and people are really taking it seriously and training on and off the court, and it's getting bigger and bigger.
Ladies, the dynasty continues. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Pickleball royalty here. Jen Dawson, Cammie McGregor at the U.S. Open. Once again, standing on top of the mountain. Much more to come. Our consolation here for women's senior pro doubles when we return on Pickleball Channel.
Last time on iHeart Pickleball, we met 5.0 player Jack Monroe. This time we travel to Florida to discover how one community is working together to put Naples on the map as the pickleball capital of the world.
I'm Chris Yvonne.
And I'm Terry Graham, and we're the co-founders of the Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships.
And we're right here in Naples, Florida. I think Naples is the pickleball capital of the world, one, because of this world-class event, but two, because there's thousands of pickleball players that are here. There's nothing like the energy you get when you come into this park and everything starts humming throughout the day.
And we've worked in sporting goods a long time, and we've gone to a lot of different U.S. Opens for those sports. The enthusiasm here is like nothing else. 4 years ago, I was working for Wilson Sporting Goods, and I was running around the country doing product presentations at Dick's Sporting Goods, Sports Chalet, Sports Authority, and everybody was asking me, when are you going to do pickleball? And I'm like, pickleball? What the heck is pickleball? I was intrigued by the sport of pickleball from a playing standpoint and really from a business standpoint.
So she started looking into pickleball and producing a product for it, and then she went to the Nationals in Arizona and had this brainstorm that pickleball could use a really big event.
My mind's going crazy, you know, and get on the laptop and I just type in U.S. Open Pickleball Championships to see if there was a trademark available on it, and it was. So that's when I called Chris and said, hey, I got this brainstorm idea. What do you think if we do the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships?
So over the course of the next couple weeks, we talked about it and we thought, yeah, you know, maybe this could be something good.
And we started thinking, where are we going to do this event? My first thought was someplace out west. And then the more we talked about it, we thought the Villages may be a good place to do it. You know, a lot of pickleball at the Villages. So we went down and we did a presentation, did a whole business plan of why we should do it there, and it just didn't work out. So then we came down here and we had a meeting with Collier County a couple of days later. And we were down in Marco Island, and some people down there said, if you want to know pickleball, go up to Naples. So we walked in here, and I turned to Chris and I said, this could work. And then we met Jim Ludwig.
I'm a local boy down here in Naples. I'm sort of called the pickleball guy down here in Naples. About 3.5 years ago, we had about 48 people playing pickleball. Courts were filled up. You were sitting waiting for 20, 25 minutes. And I realized how fast the sport was growing, so what I decided to do is approach the county and convince them that we needed a couple of more courts. It took me about 8 months to get them to finally approve to get 4 courts. Then along came Terry and Chris. They were walking by and said that they were interested in running the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, which actually multiplied the factor that we needed more courts because we all decided that the U.S. Open needed to be here.
So we ended up going to the Collier County Visitors Bureau, and we had a big PowerPoint presentation of why they should bring the U.S. Open here. And in walks this man. And he says, hi, I'm Jack Ward. I'm the executive director of the CVB. And I kick her under the table, and I thought, all right, we got some attention here now.
Well, originally I had heard about pickleball, and I really didn't know what it was. Our Parks and Rec folks started talking about it a couple of years ago.
So he sits down and he says, you know, I'm not staying, and he stayed the whole meeting, and he listened to the whole presentation. And we knew then that we had something, and he asked a lot of really good questions, a lot of really good business questions that related back to tourism, how this was going to affect his tourism.
We're looking for ways to grow sports tourism here in the community, and I thought, well, this might be a great opportunity for us to really get in kind of on the ground floor of what sounds like a real growing sport. We said, we're going to take a chance here. We're going to take some risk.
And we got the contract 48 hours later.
The challenges that we faced in the first year were convincing people in leadership that this was a great idea. Our next stop after talking to Chris and Terry and Jim was we took it to the county commission.
My name is Donna Fiala, and you know, there was a day that some people called and asked if they could come into my office. They said they had this great idea about pickleball. What in the heck was a pickleball? They said, why don't you come down and watch? So I went down to the park, and there were about 100 people playing down there. So I thought it was fascinating, and they were talking about having some tournaments here, and I said, fine, you know, we're going to assist you in any way we can. And then they said, what we need is a sponsor.
And Terry goes up to Donna, and we're standing and talking. She goes, do you have any contacts with a sponsor that does housing developments? She goes, yeah, I know the VP of Minto. So she gets out her phone, she calls Bill Bullock at Minto, and she says he's interested, he wants to meet with you guys in the morning. And we go home and we put a PowerPoint together, and we get back here at the park at like 10 in the morning, and Bill comes over, we do our presentation, and really within about a couple hours, he was on board.
So with our sponsorship with Minto, they're building a housing community which is literally right next door. I could throw a rock and hit a house over there. The first year that we did this event, they sold 4 houses that weekend, and it's just skyrocketed since then. Chris had a contact at Zing Zang because they're based out of Chicago. We went to present to the founder of Zing Zang Bloody Mary Mix. He took a gamble on us. He took a gamble on us because of Chris's relationship with him. So we ended up calling this court the Zing Zang Championship Court. What better name for a championship court?
So the next discussion was, so what do we need to do to really get ready? If we grow this, we need more courts. We went back to Terry and Chris and talked about that. They reached out to the pickleball community, and virtually everyone was unanimous. We want to play right in one location. We want to be able to walk around and see our friends playing and so forth. We don't want to have to get in the car and go somewhere else. Well, that discussion really convinced us, let's just make East Naples Community Park the best for pickleball. Play, rec play, championships, tournaments, whatever it might be, they're going to be number one.
Collier County Parks and Rec, we have 74 parks, and this is one of our older parks. It was built in the late 80s, and so what we've done is repurpose some of our recreational amenities for pickleball, and what it's grown is into something fabulous. And it's good for the tourists, but it's also good for the locals. We have a lot of local play here. It's been great.
One of the things we discussed early on is wherever we go, especially in a park like this, is we want to leave it better than we found it. The Minto pod over there used to be an old skateboard park. Our vision, as soon as we saw it, was like, this would make some really good pickleball courts. But everybody said, you'll never get that. You'll never get the county to change this into pickleball courts. So we kind of let it go. So we go to lunch one day with a couple of the county people and Donna, and we're all just sitting and talking about what our vision was. And all of a sudden, Donna says, you know, maybe we should change that skateboard park, take it out, put it in another park, and change it to pickleball courts. So again, we're kicking each other under the table going, what just happened here, you know?
The changes in East Naples Community Park was truly a partnership between Parks and Recreation and sports tourism.
It really has become a wonderful relationship because they see the value that we bring to the county, but we need them to be successful.
The challenge was really just the unknown. Is this going to take off? Could we make this work? Could we make it profitable? Are the players going to back us up? We started traveling around so that we could meet players. I went up to Wisconsin and I met Dave Weinbach. And Dave's a great guy and I liked him right away, but his first thing was, I'm not coming unless the West Coast people come. I said, but Dave, there's going to be prize money and it's going to be the biggest tournament. He said, I don't care. He said, you're never going to get the West Coast people.
But once we started marketing it down here and really throughout the country, you could just see the excitement build, the enthusiasm. And we started getting emails about it, and then it was on Facebook, and it just got bigger and bigger.
Well, I'm excited to actually have all the great players come to my side of the United States.
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz about it. It's going to be a historic event.
And I'm pumped because it's the first big one on the East Coast. Rusty, I wouldn't miss it for the world. It's going to be great.
We had a 3-year business plan on it. We were thinking, you know, maybe 500, 700, and 900 people. Well, the first year we had over 800 people playing it.
The person who had the biggest smile on his face the whole tournament was Dave Weinbach.
You guys, how are you feeling?
Unbelievable!
Pickleball turned out to be a true home run. It brought so many people immediately the first year.
Who would ever think that 837 people would sign up to play in a very first ever tournament? My goodness, it was wonderful. From all over the U.S. I think there were 37 states at the time, and I think it was 8 countries coming in to play pickleball.
Right after the first year, Terry and Chris came back and said, there's our vision for year 2.
The county came to us and projected that we build a shade structure. And then Jim ended up with his vision, working very, very closely with the county to put this up.
We talked to our tourist development people and said, we have the shade structure, we have a picture of it, rather expensive though. And they said, it brought us so much business this year, we'll pay for it.
But it ended up being a little bit over budget, so we ended up going to our sponsor Minto and asked them, hey, we would like to do a little bit, will you do a little bit so we can get this beautiful shade structure? And Minto said, in a heartbeat, we'll jump on board with you. So they ended up, with our help, building this shade structure and naming it the Minto US Open Pickleball Championships Arena. I can't think of any other place in the country that has this many pickleball courts, all deco turf, with this many people playing on a daily basis. Every morning there's a few hundred people playing. You have to wait for courts here to play, even though there's 40 courts right here. They want to come and play at the US Open. You know, so it's a really big deal now. It isn't just a 7-day event.
And now what's happening is we created the US Open Pickleball Academy. So we've got the best instructor in the world, Simone Jardim, who teaches here constantly year-round. And she teaches lessons, they do leagues, they do destination camps.
Naples is known for a lot of things. The wonderful restaurants, the beautiful weather, our beautiful beaches. But to be known as the place where the best pickleball in the world is played is just the greatest feeling in the world.
Pickleball has benefited not only the county, but the local residents, the visitors, and the tourists that come in town. Tourists can come into this park any day of the week and get into a game of their level, their skill level, and enjoy it.
4 years ago, I really knew very little about pickleball. And now I feel like I'm enmeshed in the sport. I really enjoy it. It's something that's not only giving me a career, but it's giving me a lot of new friends and a lot of new opportunities.
I get so much satisfaction walking around this venue, and this is a lot of work. But walking around and having players say this is the best thing that happened to them, or having the pros come up and say thank you for doing this event. It is just so cool to look at these players and see them smiling ear to ear. It's very rewarding what's going on in the sport of pickleball now. We often think, what's the future of the Minto US Open Pickleball Championships? And Chris and I were sitting in the bleachers the other day just kind of looking around, and I said, we can't stop this now. We have a responsibility to the history of the sport to keep this going. And we went into this thinking 5 years. But when I sit here today and I look at people like Kyle Yates and Simone Jardim playing on this court, as well as all the other athletes, we have a commitment now to the sport and to the players of this sport to keep this event going and to take care of the name US Open.
And it really has now become not just one
of... Welcome back. Live action about to begin. Welsher and Wilhelm taking on the pair of Julie Johnson and Angela Simon, Drew Felios, Chad Edwards, Melissa McCurley, and our phenomenal crew with you. This is for third place.
Point. Yeah, and we saw Welsher and Wilhelm earlier here on championship court. Unfortunately falling a little short in that one. And this is the first time we're seeing Johnson and Simon here. Point. So, you know, Welsher and Wilhelm do a really, really good job of controlling the ball and move it around. And with the lefty-righty combination of Johnson and Simon, we're going to see a little bit of a firefight already coming from Johnson and Simon on the other side of the court there. But I think they need to control that power. They've made a couple of early mistakes, swinging a little too big.
Johnson.
Side out.
That one clearly out. Julie Johnson, pickleball. Just been a new spot, new opportunity in her life after moving from Kansas to the Sunshine State. Did it for her son, and so much more has come out of it. Great story, the Johnson family in this sport of pickleball. Georgia, daughter, JW, her superstar son, and her partner, Angela Simon, just turned 50 years old. Vero Beach born and bred, St. Thomas Aquinas grad, and once Angela Simon was an NCAA tennis champion, University of Georgia, 1994.
That's a lot of talent on this court right now. It's going to be really exciting to watch. You know, Julie played with her daughter the other day in that split age event, giving her the opportunity to do that. And I believe she played with JW in the mixed.
Side out.
So Angela Simon right there. Let's take one more look at Ava Welsher.
Yeah, and that was a much better finish from Welsher right there. She didn't try to do too much with it. She just created the angle behind Simon. You saw her earlier, missed that one a little bit wide. So a good correction from her.
And Julie Johnson did play in this event last year. She didn't medal, and the year before she was playing amateur.
Moved here to Naples, also moved to Delray Beach. She's done a lot of moving lately.
Sounds like she's found a pretty good spot.
Her pickleball game's certainly on the move. And Welsher pounds away.
Excellent attack by Welsher. Caught Simon with the head of the paddle down a little bit and brought that into the body. And again, that 1-2 combination, when you speed a ball up, expect it to come back and finish.
Angela Simon in her first US Open.
Oh, Welsher's playing like she's got some unfinished business here, Chad.
Yeah, and Welsher hides that down the line speed up very well. She angles her body just a little bit, setting herself up to make it look like she's going cross court and then accelerating across the body. And yeah, we saw her earlier on a little down with the performance that they had out here on center court. So she's definitely making up for 1-5-1. The performance earlier and falling short.
And Eva Welsher played in this event last year, winning bronze with Linda Thompson. So here she is a year later in the bronze medal match, playing with Helen Wilhelm.
1-5-2.
On the So as I say, on the DP Hugh, women's doubles day, been women's doubles day all a day today, all 60 courts, showcasing the ladies.
5-1-1.
Really good defense by Walser right there to work her way back into the point. She hit about 8 or 9 balls just to be able to transition back forward. And then the excellent finish by Wilhelm.
6-1-1. Second serve.
So we have quite a few people that typically ask why not just drop that ball short when both people are back at the baseline. It is much more difficult to drop that ball shorter than it is to hit harder through it and keep your opponents back. The other thing is, if you don't drop it short enough, you've done the job for them. And we see a good finish here by Julie Johnson on a ball that just sat up.
1-6-1. Second server.
Good forehand roll by Wilhelm. Cross court, caught Julie Johnson's feet with her feet still moving, trying to get up to that kitchen line.
Wilhelm can't lift it. Second point.
And the ladies didn't have as long of a day today as the men did yesterday, starting at 8 a.m. The women didn't start until 10:30 this morning.
Side out.
That was a really good move by Simon. She just anticipated a little late, maybe got one step off and that ball got caught behind her, but I'd like to see her do that a little bit more. And then Johnson doing the same thing, second guessing whether she should have gone over there. If you're going to poach, you have to commit to it. You can't second guess yourself. Move, keep that paddle out in front, and hit through the ball.
Short again from Wilhelm. And second serve here. So Melissa, I got to ask you, we always talk about the numbers continuing to grow in pickleball. Is it the senior numbers growing the fastest, or is it the young people?
Yeah, we've actually seen a change in the trend where the game is getting younger. Just a few years ago, you had about 80% of the people playing over 50, and now it's about 50-50 with the people playing over 50. And of course, that's not going to be not going to be nationwide everywhere, right? That's going to be demographic specific. So certainly there's some younger areas than others. We've got a great question from our great crew back in the truck that I need to answer it. And the question was, why did the women start later today than the men did yesterday? And the reason for that is there were 10 less teams in the bracket, so they had a later start so that the timing could allow for the broadcasting of their matches today.
Ooh, that was the right ball for Wilhelm to speed up. You can see, especially on the angle that we have right now, pushing that ball out, Johnson isn't quite moving back as much to the middle when Simon's pulled out wide. But Wilhelm was doing a good job of pulling Simon out wide, had opened up the hole in the middle, but just rushed the finish.
Point.
Let me ask you guys this. We're talking about the growth of the game.
1 minute, the score is 5-7-1.
As Welsher and Wilhelm come to the sideline, I'll ask you as soon as we return to Naples and the U.S. Open.
The Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, powered by Margaritaville, is brought to you by DecoTurf, the official pickleball court surface of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. By PaddleTech, official paddle of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. By ilovepickles.org, a place to celebrate all things pickled. And by Franklin, the official bag of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships.
7-5, Welsher and Wilhelm leading Johnson and Simon here. Drew with Melissa and Chad. As we continue action here in game number 1.
Being entertained by some music by the DJ. They always do a great job with the music and just entertainment here.
Question I had for you guys was, you have pickleball players all over the country playing in their local park, in their backyard. How do you know you're ready for a tournament like this to enroll, play some amateur and give it a go?
For a tournament like this, probably the largest pickleball tournament in the U.S., I wouldn't say delve into the U.S. Open off the bat.
That's like drinking from a fire hose, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. No, and I run a bunch of smaller tournaments, and now we say a smaller tournament is 400 people.
Correct. Yes.
A smaller tournament used to be like 80. A smaller tournament, 400. That's the time to get your feet wet, play in a tournament, and kind of find out where you are skill level-wise. Because what we're finding a lot now with recreational players, that they play in these pods and then they play outside the pod, and they thought they were a 4-0 inside the pod, but once they expand out into the water a little bit more, they're maybe a 3-0. So playing in the tournaments helps get you into the skill level or understanding of the skill level where you want to be. And typically a newer player, I'll say, hey, play at 3-0. If you win really easily, you're not 3-0. Move to 3-5, and then work your way up from there. If you kind of, it's a bit of a battle, then you're in the right spot. But 3-0 is kind of the opening for tournaments right now.
Oh,
wow.
Johnson and Simon combining big time.
Yeah, I know. Eva Welsher's certainly frustrated with herself. She just played some excellent defense, and through that defense, she got herself off balance though, and so she just only could do what she could, and ball got up a little bit high on her here and allowed her opponent to put the ball away.
Yeah, she'd done such a great job with the defense and overswung on the last ball.
Simon again.
Yeah, Simon and Johnson doing a fantastic job right now, keeping them, on their heels really, and keeping them moving side to side.
Yeah, they're slowly chipping away right here, and Wilhelm and Welsher are doing a good job of getting their paddle on the ball, but Johnson and Simon are starting to find a little bit of a groove here. That was a much better counter attack by Wilhelm. And that's where you get into that run is, I was controlling it, now I can relax, get back on my heels a little bit, and then all of a sudden your opponent starts speeding a ball up, or they get on a run and you're not anticipating that ball coming back quickly. It can get away from you.
Side out.
Side out now to Welsher and Wilhelm, trying to nurse this lead. 8-5, they lead.
Ava really able to return the favor there on the other side.
Yeah, and that's an excellent location for that hard to hit ball. It's very difficult to get a ball back, or if you do, keep it down from the toes like that ball Welsher hit.
That's long.
Point.
Yeah, and the interesting, Chad, Eva seems to be comfortable staying back.
Yeah, and a lot of the times that'll be referred to no man's land, and that's typically, there is a no man's land in tennis. Not as much in pickleball. It's a transition area, but the area where Eva's playing is somewhat easier to play defense from than it is up at the kitchen line. And that's one strategy we'll see when you have a team that are hitting the ball harder, and you see both Welsher and Wilhelm right now a couple of steps behind the kitchen line, trying to keep that ball down. They know Johnson and Simon are going to be aggressive. So by playing defense from that position and putting the ball down in the court, down to the toes, they're looking to force the error which was just created there from Simon by trying to speed that ball up into the net. And then we see it again for game point of game one here in the bronze medal match.
Welsher and Wilhelm 11-5. Slowly just pulled away there. Johnson and Simon will try and right the ship when we return to Naples bronze medal match.
11-5.
Margaritaville. It's not just a state of mind. Now it's a place to live. Introducing Latitude Margaritaville. New homes in 55 and better communities where you can live the Margaritaville lifestyle every day. Find your new home at latitudemargaritaville.com.
Time to celebrate a return to all things incredible. The competition you can only find at the Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. The blue skies and white sand beaches that restore your soul. The luxurious surroundings and award-winning restaurants that rejuvenate your spirit. So join us for world-class pickleball action and stay for everything else. When it's time for championship pickleball where everyone wins, only paradise will do. Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades.
Working out doesn't have to be this complicated. That's why I make walking my workout with Skechers' new Workout Walker. They're loaded with performance and comfort technology, including a carbon-infused plate to add more spring to your step. They're ready for your ultimate walking workout. Just put them on and walk. You guys tired already? I'm still walking. Try Skechers' new Workout Walker. It'd be a lot easier if you just rolled.
Match point. It's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
Welcome back here on Pickleball Channel. Take a look at Helen Wilhelm out of Coppell, Texas. U.S. Open champion and a silver medalist, senior pro doubles last year.
She's a very seasoned tournament player, playing at the pro level. Had the opportunity to watch Helen play many times in many different places across the country.
0-0-1.
Same with Eva and same with Julie. Angela Simon just a little bit more new on the scene, but certainly making a great debut.
Anybody come to mind, Melissa, when you talk about players that have made that tennis to pickleball transition, that have just embraced and adjusted to the game the fastest that you've ever seen?
Oh, geez, there's just, it seems to be so many. I mean,
is that a loaded question?
That's a loaded question, but I think I'll take the opportunity to plug Anna Bright. There's so many that could be plugged, but Anna Bright is relatively new on the scene, coming into her first U.S. Open this year, getting a bronze in singles. So, but there are one of many, but this is, Anna's the most recent.
That was excellent defense from Simon right there. Welsh just sped the ball up right into the body. She got a paddle on it and kept that ball in right inside the baseline.
So, Chad, you don't want to take a shot at my loaded question, huh?
Absolutely not. But you can definitely see, like I said before, you can see the influence of tennis coming into pickleball, and we're seeing so many transitioning over, especially on the pro side. I will throw out Federico Staxrud, who did very well in singles on Sunday for men's singles.
As did Pablo Tellez.
And Pablo as well. And those are tennis guys that are transitioning over, and singles is a faster transition for a tennis player than for doubles. Because the singles game is very, very similar to tennis. The doubles game, it takes a little bit more time to get used to the nuances and the less movement on the court.
1-1-1.
Well done by Julie Johnson.
So I actually like the strategy here by Walsher and Wilhelm. And it's the first time that we've seen it, and we've seen a couple of teams that are more aggressive, but Walsher and Wilhelm are not fully coming up to the kitchen line, giving themselves a little bit more time to react to the faster hit ball.
1-1-1.
You know, Chad, we've seen a lot of lefties on center court the last couple of days. I mean, if you're on the other side playing against someone who's left-handed, what are some of the adjustments that you need to make?
Well, firstly, you have to remember that they're left-handed, because naturally, because you play against so many right-handers and you're used to hitting a spot on a right-handed player, all of a sudden you're feeding a forehand. The other thing is, especially if it's a righty-lefty combination, you've got to try to keep the ball out of the middle of the court a little bit more, because then you're consistently playing to either the right-hander's forehand or the left-hander's forehand. So pushing that ball out a little bit wider, you can bring it back in and keep moving the ball around.
I think I forgot what I asked.
Second server.
How do you play a lefty?
Oh, thank you.
It's been a long day.
Yes, it has.
Forgive you.
Sorry, long-winded response again. I know. And that's a good finish by Wilhelm right here. Johnson and Simon have jumped ahead a little bit.
Point.
And that's an excellent drop cross-court, catching Wilhelm moving, and that's a very good strategy as well, is hitting a third shot, whether it be a drop or a drive, to the person coming forward off of the return, especially in a day like this where it's a little bit longer and the legs are starting to get tired.
Point.
So nice run here for Johnson and Simon. That's 5 in a row.
Yeah, and you're getting a little bit of clapping here because Julie Johnson is out of Florida, so she's got some local in-state Florida support.
Five, 1-2.
Thought we may have a timeout there, Melissa, but once again, trying to just play through it, see if it works out here for Walsher and Wilhelm. I'd say it does.
Side out.
We got referee Steve Campbell back on center court with us this evening.
1-5-1.
Yeah, Walsher did a good job of going up for that lob, getting the two-hand backhand on it.
I can see it.
And then finishing with a strong forehand.
Point.
Johnson just missing wide.
Simon, I think, wanted to maybe consider a challenge.
2-5-1.
Yeah, and that was a nice line drive down the line to Julie Johnson's backhand. To your point, Chad, knowing when you have a lefty and on what side you have them.
Yeah, typically that ball there, although it went into the body of Johnson a little bit more, typically for a righty, you're feeding into a forehand there, so you're not going to hit as far down the line. But there for Johnson, you've got to think about the paddle side switch. You're going left hip, left armpit compared to going right hip, right armpit when you're attacking the right-hander.
A couple mishits there from Johnson.
4-5-1.
And the lead trimmed to 1. It's incredible, guys, how experience has won the day thus far.
Yeah, and you can see how calm and relaxed Walsh and Wilhelm are as they're transitioning forward there. They're not rushing. They're staying within themselves. They've cut that lead back down at 5-5 now. So that's where the experience definitely comes into play.
The Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, powered by Margaritaville, is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. By Zing Zang, America's favorite Bloody Mary mix. By Franklin X40, the official ball of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. And by the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. Save the date, April 15th to 22nd, 2023.
Center stage at the U.S. Open. One of the great places to be in this great sport of pickleball. The X40 ball from Franklin, the official ball since 2017. High visibility, consistent playability, and very high durability. Lots of ability there, Melissa.
Lots of ability, and so I think, players have gotten used to it. I know a lot of people are playing with it all around the country, and playing with it here at the U.S. Open.
Come into the park, you'll see the big Franklin representatives, Zane Navratil, Leah Jansen.
Yeah.
Love that commercial too.
And yeah, I do too. And then Leo Chun, the 10-year-old phenomenon. Yeah.
He's got a sponsorship already.
Leo.
Oh yeah.
Leo.
Yeah. Leo had it when he was 8.
Yes, Leo did.
The kid's phenomenal.
First sponsored junior player.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask you a question, Drew, seeing how you answer. You ask questions all the time. And we discussed this last year. Why is it called the X40?
Okay. 40 holes in the ball.
Oh, look at the memory on that guy.
Wow.
Hey, man.
Yes, 40 holes in an outdoor ball, 26 on an indoor
5-6-1.
1 point lead, Welsher and Wilhelm. Oh. Simon puts it away.
That was a really great get from Wilhelm off the ball that rolled over on the net. Those are so difficult to keep down when you're lunging forward. And also, the only way to get back for that ball is for Wilhelm to establish both feet outside the kitchen.
I was going to say, none of these ladies doing a great job keeping the ball down, but they were playing outstanding defense.
Yeah, the defense is definitely on point right here for Walsh and Wilhelm. And they chose the right ball to move forward on, and you're seeing that flip-flop back and forth between who's playing defense, who's playing offense.
Just a little long from Welsher, upset it herself.
Yeah, and you could see that developing. Welsher missed the first ball that she got up, or that popped up. So when she got the second chance, she took an even bigger swing to try to hit it harder. What we have to do in that situation is if you kind of mishit the first one, don't try to do as much for the second one. Stay more compact, stay shorter.
Seen some great points in this match. Ellen Wilhelm now to serve. Really entertaining game 2. That's out. Tied at 7 again.
7-7-1. Second server. Seven, 7-2.
Again, we see Walsh and Wilhelm playing in that defensive position.
Yeah, Walsher certainly seems to be most comfortable playing back in that transition zone, really, for the most part.
Simon speeds it up.
Yeah, the only downside to playing in that position is when you do go to attack or speed a ball up, you have to remember that you're further back away from the net, so you're giving your opponents a little bit more time to react to that harder hit ball.
How about this? Oh, did it just graze the line?
If I had to say, I'd challenge it. But again, we're seeing excellent defense from Walsher and Wilhelm.
Walsher requested a video challenge
That's one of the few challenges we've had today, and Welsher makes the call, taking advantage of what is there. Let's take one more look.
Oh, it may be out. Yeah, I think from the angle of behind, that's probably a little bit long.
And so, Chad, when you're explaining to people when a ball is in or out, because this is, people think about tennis, right? And so here, someone says, oh, that ball was on the, outside of the line. I said, great, it's out. Appreciate that, right? But in tennis, if it's outside, the ball compresses, and it actually will touch the line. Here, that's really hard for us to tell. I mean, the shadow of the ball makes it look like it's on the center of the line, but
yeah, I mean, and typically that discussion of does the ball compress? It doesn't compress like a tennis ball.
Let's get the call.
After video review, the call on the court stands. Welsher and Wilhelm will be assessed one timeout. The score is 8-7-1. 15 seconds. And you're out of time for video challenges.
So the challenge unsuccessful, and now Welsher and Wilhelm trail by 1.
And you each have one timeout remaining also, by the way.
And we'll receive here.
Time in, 8-7-1. Point.
That'll be another point. Still, I think, Melissa, not a bad challenge given the circumstances. Why not use them up here?
well, why not? Right there, you're down, 9-7. You don't really want to find yourself in a game 3.
Simon, tough get. Oh. Oh, wow.
And Simon and Johnson have definitely found a groove here.
Yeah, Welsher created a very good angle back behind Simon, and she had made an incredible get. And then Johnson was looking for the speed up from Welsher.
So right now the momentum with Johnson and Simon. Welsher and Wilhelm, a timeout.
The Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, powered by Margaritaville, is brought to you by Gamma Pickleball, the official grip of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. By DP Hue Hair Care Products, so you can go hard on the court, not on your hair. By Babolat Pickleball, join the rebellion. And by Fruit Smash Hard Seltzer. Say bye to basic seltzer.
So Welsher and Wilhelm strategizing here as we near the end of game number 2. And Melissa, as we near the end of this game, many thanks go out around the park here today.
Yeah, absolutely. There's 400 plus volunteers that without them just could not put on such a special event as the U.S. Open. And what makes it even more special is a lot of the volunteers that are here, they've been here since 2016. That's how much people love this event. That's how much they love this event. And I got to, shout out to Chris Yvonne and Terry Graham, Jim Lugwood. I mean, there's a great volunteer appreciation program here that helps bring them back year after year. And another shout out to head refs Gail Scavangelli and Carl Lombell. They do a great job organizing everything. And Tammy Morgan back there keeping everything straight on the pickleball desk. Really, thank all of you guys. You make a difference to the player experience.
Chance for Johnson and Simon to take game 2 right here. Not this time, as Welsher and Wilhelm come up with one. And speaking of Chris and Terry, Chris on the right, Terry on the left, how they put this amazing event together is just beyond me.
And what they've been able to build and the vision, right? The vision around this, and then to see that vision and bring so many people together to make it a reality. It changed the face of pickleball. And became the biggest party in all the world.
Yeah, you saw the feature on Pickleball Channel between matches. So well put together about how this entire event came together. Just a great story of people and a vision coming together, the city joining forces, and here we are. Simon, she is getting better and better as this match is going along.
She was in that and not about to let that one get away. She was hitting that ball extremely hard and taking very big swings on it, but all of the contact was out in front.
10-7-1.
Simon and Johnson have definitely controlled a lot more of the pace of this second game.
Second server.
So that wasn't a bad ball for Simon to speed up at, but she just went with wrong positioning. When we talk about speeding up balls and you speed a ball up cross court, usually you're giving your opponent a little bit more time to react, and it's your partner that ends up getting that next ball sped up at them.
Another chance to end the game here for Johnson and Simon. Not going to happen yet. So Welsher and Wilhelm will get the side out, and maybe a final chance here to trim the gap.
7-10-1. Second serve.
That was the shot that she'd set up earlier in game 1, and she'd done it a couple of times earlier in this game 2 right here. And I'm not sure if she thought the ball wasn't sitting up high enough, but it was a halfway between speeding it up and going soft, and now we've had 2 unforced errors in a row of second guessing the shot that they were going to make.
Yeah.
And still have a game point.
$15 seconds. Time in. 10-7-1.
Court's open. Johnson
Wow.
can't track it down.
So you saw Simon jump the corner of the kitchen there, even though she ran along the kitchen for quite a ways after coming in with that big forehand. Because the momentum hadn't stopped, if she did end up in the kitchen, it would have been a fault.
Point.
That's going to do it for game number 2. We're going to a game 3.
In 2 minutes. Please change ends.
Simon and Johnson able to even this thing up.
Yeah, I guess we're taking another look at it here. And Johnson and Simon hoping to get a bronze medal here.
You don't get the moments everyone talks about without the moments no one sees. Early morning practice, late night drills, running it over and over. You don't get the crowd without the quiet. Everyone sees the glory, the medal, the podium, but every winning shot starts right here. Paddle Tech, let's go again.
My hard seltzering wasn't always secure. I don't like tall, slim cans in my hand. That's not me anymore.
If you're sick of basic seltzers with artificial aftertaste, join a growing community that's taking back control of their seltzering.
Fruit Smash changed my life. Thank you, Fruit Smash.
So here we are, game number 3, playing for a bronze medal. Welsher and Wilhelm concede game 2 after winning game 1. Helen Wilhelm will serve it.
Game 3, time in, 0-0-2.
Yeah, and so really interesting, Chad. Johnson and Simon, they just seem to find their synergy together, and we're able to get Wilhelm and Welsher, you know, on their heels and out of balance and just out of position a lot of times to take game 2.
Yeah, well, one thing with the strategy of playing a little bit further back from the kitchen line to be able to play defense, the net protects your feet when you're up at the kitchen line. Once you start backing away, then you open up your feet a little bit more. And again, balls down to the feet are harder to keep down. And with two players that are creating a lot of power with Johnson and Simon, it's a catch-22 kind of strategy.
0-1-1.
Oh, what some touch by Eva Welsher. I mean, even with the speed of someone like Angela Simon, that's just too good.
No, we're seeing Welsher and Wilhelm being a little bit more aggressive to start off game 3 here. And they did an excellent job of keeping them back, and then Ava with the touch just to drop it over the net.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice shot by Helen Wilhelm.
Yeah, that was an excellent redirect, well disguised.
Yeah, and she chose excellent timing right there. I actually thought she was going to do it the ball before, because you could see Johnson starting to lean toward the middle of the court. But again, really, really good misdirect. Switched over from a backhand to a forehand and went behind Johnson.
Receiver fault, wrong receiver. Point. 2-0-1.
So Simon actually got called for a fault right there as wrong receiver. Typically we see that a little bit further into the game than at 0 that you line up as the wrong receiver.
Welsher a little upset at herself.
2-0-2.
Second serve. Oh, tagged is Johnson.
Is she all right? Yeah, pops
Yeah,
right back up.
it caught the paddle, and again, those balls that are coming up high there are not always intentional. But I would like to see Welsher and Wilhelm keep the pressure on here, keep speeding the balls up. Welsher was speeding up a couple of really well-disguised balls down the line early in game 1. We've seen Wilhelm speed a couple up here in game 3.
Four 0-2.
Welsher can't lift it. Side out, but a 4-0 lead for Welsher and Wilhelm. McGregor and Dawson have taken home the gold medal here on DPU Ladies Day, Zing Zang Championship Court.
Yeah. It's been a great day.
Second server.
That was a good eye by Wilhelm, forcing Simon to hit
0-4-2.
up on the ball more and more by getting that ball lower. And by the third one, just said, yep, I'm not going to hit this one, and it sailed out long.
4-0-1.
So Johnson and Simon cannot score on the side out. Welsher and Wilhelm, another opportunity here to extend their lead.
Wow. The hand battle there was just, just outstanding. All four ladies are really good at that.
Yeah, and Wilhelm chose the right time to speed the ball up. Simon and Johnson moved it around, and we saw the end there where Welsher just couldn't quite get a full paddle length on it.
That's long.
And that's the speed up that I was talking about before. She sets up like she's going to go cross court, and then a quick acceleration across the body.
5-0-2.
5-0 lead.
Side out.
And it will end there. Chad, I've asked you a lot of tough questions today. Here comes another. What's the best feeling in pickleball? A big ATP? A big Ernie scored? Or just outlasting your opponent in an awesome firefight?
Ooh, that's a toughie. Give me a second to ponder on that one.
Melissa, you can chime in as well. Here we go.
Second server.
Wilhelm does her job.
Wait, what was the last? What was the last question? Last one? Because I think it was the last one. I
just outlasting your opponent in an awesome firefight.
That is absolutely number one for me. Oh yeah, because you're just in the heat of the moment. You're in that firefight, and if you end up winning it, it's just a rush of adrenaline real quick that goes through you, and it just really gets you pumped up. And you're usually in a zone at that point too. So Ernies and ATPs may follow from it because now you're just in it.
Nah, I go for the flashiness first. ATP
5-0-1.
because it's prolonged. The Ernie because it's set up. Yeah, returning an ATP is a tough one as well.
Second server.
I think my progression for pickleball was first hit an ATP, then a tweener, then started more with the Ernies. And then a new one I've been working on is when you're pulled out wide cross court, hitting a tween a cross court dink from the pantry.
0-5-1.
Chad, you're going to the pantry often lately. I wonder why.
There's beer in it.
Zero, 5-2.
You can definitely see the background in Simon's game.
Side out.
With she's got a very smooth forehand. The two-handed backhand is very consistent.
Yeah, that is. I could not overrule it.
So it looks like we're going to get another video challenge here, this time by Johnson and Simon. They're going to talk it over first.
It does count.
So this is a situation of you're down 5-0. Do you challenge and waste a timeout, or do you save the timeouts when you start making?
I think that question has been answered. Challenge once again here, game number 3. Where did this ball land?
Ooh, that looks like the ball's on the line to me. And if we go back to Melissa's question earlier, as far as calling the balls in and out for pickleball, because it doesn't compress, what you're looking for more is space between the ball and the line. If there's a little bit of color discretion, so on this court, white, red, the yellow of the ball. If you don't see the color between the ball and the white of the line, then it's on the line. But I've heard everything from, well, that ball was on the outside part of the line on the wrong side of the court.
What?
Yes, I've heard that one.
What's the wrong side of the court?
Like in a serve, for example, where you're going cross court, they're like, no, that's on the outside part of the court on the wrong side.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, well, they hit the line. They're like, yeah, but it was on the wrong side.
So key challenge here in this game 3. Again, playing for a bronze medal. Johnson and Simon trying to swing the momentum, see if they get this call.
After video review, the call is overturned. The ball was in. Johnson and Simon retain their serve and gain a point. There's no timeout charge for that. You have 2 timeouts remaining. You have 2 timeouts remaining as well. 15 seconds.
So successful challenge. Yes. That's the first one I believe we've seen successful today.
Right, yeah. We also saw the first ever hair challenge today.
1-5-2.
Jen Dawson.
Yes. On DPU Hair Product Day here
Point.
at the U.S. Open.
Holding true to its name. And now 5-2, just like that.
2-5-2. Point.
So I'm not too sure if the overrule has
3-5-2.
affected Wilhelm and Walsher with this one, because we've got a couple of quick mistakes.
And there's another
point.
One. I think clearly, Chad, it's had an effect.
Yeah, because they were up 5-0, and you know who we're closely just
4-5-2.
only up 5-4.
Yeah, starting to press a little bit here.
Side out.
See if Walsher and Wilhelm can make a little run, make back some of those points they just gave away.
Second server.
Yeah, that's a ball that you've got to be ready for. Walsher did a good job of forcing
5-4-2.
Johnson to pop a ball up, and Wilhelm just wasn't expecting the ball to be that high.
It's out.
Side out.
And I can just sense that they're feeling a little bit of pressure here. Wilhelm and Welsher.
4, 5,
the
1.
2 seed in the draw. Johnson and Simon, number 7.
Point.
5 straight points.
That's where it starts to snowball now. You just set up that point really well, moved the ball around, got that finishing ball, and hit it into the net, and then you start second guessing everything that you're hitting.
And that's in. Crowd can't believe it, and neither can Ava Welsher.
Yeah, and then this is in game 3, so the first team to reach the 6 point, we've got to switch in, so we'll take some time to do that.
Game 3 continues in a moment.
The Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, powered by Margaritaville, is brought to you by Latitude Margaritaville and Minto. Change your latitude to the active adult paradise of Latitude Margaritaville. By Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades, Florida's Paradise Coast. By Skechers. Experience comfort on the court with Skechers Pickleball. By Margaritaville Hotels and Resorts. Check in and chill out at MargaritavilleResorts.com. And by Pickleball Central, the Pickleball Superstore.
Welcome back to Pickleball Channel. Drew Felios, Melissa McCurley, Chad Edwards, also Rusty Howe just out of your screen here. He's done such incredible work throughout the week, and he does it year in and year out for Pickleball Channel and making this event even bigger and bigger year after year.
Oh yeah, I've been doing a fantastic job for pickleball for, I don't know, 8 years or so now, and they're a staple here at the U.S. Open, elevating their game every single year. We're lucky to have them here.
And we can't acknowledge Rusty without acknowledging wife Megan, who has given us also an added boost this year.
Meredith.
Meredith.
Sorry, he did. Drew did ask me, and I was thinking about Megan, who's also part of the media type team.
Rusty's other wife. No, just joking. I'm not getting that started. No rumors started.
Meredith, it hit me like just seconds later.
Side out.
Just a bit of an overhit there.
That's a little turnaround that Walsh and Wilhelm needed right there.
Yes.
They need to capitalize on this.
5-6-1.
New service game.
Johnson hanging in there again.
Yeah, Julie did really well on fighting off those 2 speed ups by Welsher and getting that ball back down to the feet of Wilhelm.
Side out.
There's a definite momentum shift after the challenge. I was questioning whether that was the time for the challenge, but turned out to be a good time for the challenge and shifted the momentum of the whole game.
This being the first time I'm using the video challenge at the U.S. Open.
Point.
And our fearless leader in the truck back there, Ray Koliokovo, is letting us know this is the original video challenge crew that's with us here today as well.
7-5-1.
Brought it into the game.
I believe that was back in August of last year, one of the tours.
Yep.
It was in Newport Beach, California. I remember the day well. I was there.
You at a pickleball tournament? Never.
Yeah, 1 minute to score is 8-5.
Meanwhile, 8-5. Johnson and Simon now closing in on a bronze medal when we come back.
The Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, powered by Margaritaville, is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. By Zing Zang, America's favorite Bloody Mary mix. By Franklin X40, the official ball of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. And by the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. Save the date, April 15th to 22nd, 2023.
Back inside this amazing open-air arena, U.S. Open Arena. To have replays, ones that stick, you got to have great camera crews. We've got that here once again this year in Naples. Another full day put in by these guys. On the line, Simon somehow runs it down.
Wow.
Second server.
Yeah, she is going to be some kind of player.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, I've not watched Angela Simon play before. This is the first time, and I'm truly impressed. I mean, she's got a lot of power and a lot of speed.
Yes.
She's not been on the
8-5-2.
scene too long, just under 2 years.
Point.
Tougher ball for Wilhelm to speed up with it being so close to the net.
9-5-2. Side out.
That's a side out there. They're happy to
5-9-1.
get being down 5-9.
Time running out here for Welsher and Wilhelm. Need points, and they need them in a hurry.
And there's one of them.
Point.
Been on the defensive for most of this third game.
Yeah, certainly don't rule Welsher and Wilhelm out right here. They did a much better job of keeping the ball down, getting the ball to the toes. It looks like Johnson and Simon got a little crossed up on that one. Johnson going straight lateral along the baseline after hitting the return.
Within 2. Another winner.
Point.
And it's a 1-point game.
It just shows you how quickly this game can turn around.
Yeah, it's another 4-point run
Score is 8-9-1.
by Welsher and Wilhelm. And they're really doing a good job of choosing the balls to attack.
9-8, game 3. Bronze medal on the line.
The Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, powered by Margaritaville, is brought to you by Gamma Pickleball, the official grip of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. By DP Hue Hair Care Products, so you can go hard on the court, not on your hair. By Battle.app Pickleball, join the rebellion. And by Fruit Smash Hard Seltzer, say bye to basic seltzer.
Another look at our camera crew putting in the hours, not just on camera during the matches, but also the setup, the teardown. I mean, so much going on. Also, Caitlin in the booth with us.
Yes.
She is the red hat right there. Not wearing a red hat right now, but you get the idea. Make it 4 in a row for Welsher and Wilhelm. Melissa, they are on fire.
They are on fire, and I think you know, they're feeling it right here. They know what it's like to win a medal here on this center court, and they're hungry for it.
9-9-1. Second server.
Yeah, very good job by Simon to continue the pressure, make it very difficult for Wilhelm to transition forward.
Oh, against the net, and now you've got a match point.
I was kind of curious why they would want to line Julie up on that side of the court.
10-9-2.
Well, again, you've got righty lefty here, putting that forehand in the middle.
Oh, foot fault's going to end it for the bronze medal. Welsher and Wilhelm, 11-9. They come back 6 straight points to win it.
And what a great match. I mean, we saw a little bit of it all here, and we saw it, and it was streaky along the way. But true champions out here on this court, they left it all out here.
Yeah, and we saw the push-off foot fault right there, not establishing both feet before the overhead.
What a great match.
11-9.
Okay, I have all your stuff for the tournament. Where's your other cleat?
I don't know. Oscar has it.
Oscar. We gonna need new ones.
Hold up. What site you on?
Who's the old guy?
Charles Barkley?
You need to go to Dix.com. They got all the sports.
Dix.com. I didn't think of them.
And they have curbside pickup.
Great. We can grab them on the way.
I like your dog.
Oh, that's Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley?
Every search starts at Dix.
All right, we welcome you back here to the Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships powered by Margaritaville. I'm joined by our bronze medalist and senior women's doubles, Ava Welsher on my right, Helen Wilhelm on my left. Guys, congratulations. Terry and Chris have some medals for you.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So some prize money as well along with the medals. Awesome to be on the medal stand here in Naples, the biggest platform in pickleball. Let me ask you, Ava, you guys were down. You had to come back, score 6 in a row in that final game. How'd you do it?
Well, first of all, I have to thank my partner because she was just
she was just a tiger out there. And she's just said, looked at me and she's like, the slate's clean. Like, get positive. Like, you know, we can control this. And so she kind of put me in my place, and I needed to like get out of it and get focused again and get on task. So that's what happened.
Ellen, that's what partnership is all about. When times get dicey, you got to play a little psychiatrist too, right?
Right, but she's tremendous, and we had a great ride all day and just kept lifting each other up, right? It's like a marriage, right? She's on, I'm maybe a little off, and then vice versa. So we, you know, that's what it's all about. We've been working on this for a few months now, and it's fantastic to be here.
All right, guys, a great performance. What's next for y'all in this great sport? Do you continue to plan to play together?
We're in this for a heck of a lot more tournaments. We're going to St. Louis soon, and we've got a full agenda. So I'm ready to fight with her all the way.
That sounds good, huh?
All in, girl.
Great stuff. Round of applause, Helen and Ava, bronze medalists here as day 5 is in the books from Naples. Hope you enjoyed our coverage. For Melissa McCurley, Chad Edwards, the rest of our crew, I'm Drew Fellio saying so long from Naples, and we will see you tomorrow on Pickleball Channel.